What do you think will happen if the poles completely melt? I have prepared a video for you that explains this topic in exactly 20 articles. I think the video is full of content that will surprise you a little and make you think a little. If you want to learn more information, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. This way you can be informed about new videos. If you are ready now, let the video begin. When the poles completely melt, the great transformation on Earth. The mysterious and distant poles are known as the coldest and most difficult regions of our world. However, if one day comes and these glaciers completely melt, life on Earth could undergo a major transformation. Here is the information behind this thought-provoking scenario. 1. Sea level rise and coastal cities. The complete melting of the glaciers at the poles will lead to a significant rise in sea levels. Coastal areas, especially settlements at low altitudes and on islands, will be among the regions that will be most affected by this situation. Deck. From Miami to Venice, coastal cities can be flooded. Geographical maps and lifestyles can change drastically. 2. Radical changes in the climate. The melting of ice at the poles is a major factor that will radically affect our climate system. Melting in the Arctic can affect the currents of the North Atlantic Ocean. This situation may lead to radical changes in the climate of Europe. Temperature differences, precipitation regimes, and significant changes in seasons can confront climate scientists and meteorologists with a new reality. 3. Extinction in polar ecosystems. The poles are home to unique and sensitive ecosystems. Species such as polar bears, seals, Arctic hares have adapted perfectly to these harsh conditions. However, the complete melting of glaciers can put these species in serious danger. The loss of sea ice can destroy hunting and breeding grounds, which can result in extinction in polar ecosystems. 4. Methane and greenhouse gas emissions. Glaciers at the poles contain methane and other greenhouse gases that are trapped in the atmosphere. With the melting of the ice, these gases can be released into the atmosphere. 2. This may accelerate the global warming trend and further increase the effects on climate changes. This could lead to more frequent and severe natural disasters around the world. 5. The humanity behind the disappearing ice. The complete melting of the glaciers may point to a future in which we will question the existence of humanity and other living things. Coping with these major changes affecting lifestyles, the economy and social structures on a global scale will require a huge effort at both the scientific and social levels. As a result, the complete melting of our poles could be a major catastrophic scenario that will change our world from beginning to end. However, according to our current scientific understanding, it seems difficult for this situation to happen suddenly. Nevertheless, a serious consideration of the current ice melting trends and the effects of climate changes stands in front of us as an important task. 6. Geopolitical change in the polar regions. The melting of glaciers in the polar regions may also cause radical changes in geopolitical balances. The opening of sea routes in these regions, access to energy resources, and the emergence of new trade routes can make the polar regions of strategic importance. Competition and cooperation between countries can lead to new dynamics between states trying to adapt to this new reality. 7. New economic opportunities and dangers. The economic repercussions of the melting in the polar regions will be great. New opportunities may arise, especially in sectors such as maritime transportation, fishing, oil, and natural gas. However, these opportunities can also bring environmental risks and hazards with them. Problems such as marine pollution, changes in species migration patterns, and ecosystem degradation should be considered alongside economic gains. 8. Redistribution of water resources. The melting of glaciers in the polar regions may affect the global distribution of freshwater resources. The fresh water released into the oceans with the melting can change the salinity of seawater. 2. This can further complicate climate systems by creating effects on ocean currents. 9. Conflict and human migration. The melting of glaciers can dramatically change the living conditions in some regions. This change can lead to conflicts and human migrations. Sinking coastal cities, changes in agricultural areas, and climate-related problems may force people living in some areas to leave their homes, which may lead to new waves of migration. 10. Social consciousness and changing lifestyles. The melting in the polar regions may also lead to a change in social consciousness. People may realize more that natural resources are limited and ecosystems need to be protected. This may increase the demand for sustainable lifestyles and environmentally friendly technologies. 11. Climate refugees and new social dynamics. The effects of melting in the polar regions may increase the number of climate refugees. Sinking coastal cities and waves of migration from regions affected by climate change may lead to new social dynamics. Resource competition and adaptation processes among migrating communities can also affect international relations and policies. 12. Cultural heritage and archaeology underwater. The melting of glaciers in the polar regions may reveal previously unknown or unexplored ancient settlements and cultural relics. The discovery of underwater archaeological riches can be an important turning point in historical and cultural research. 13. Increase or decrease in biological diversity. The melting of glaciers affects marine life due to changes in sea levels and variations in seawater temperatures. This may lead some species to expand their habitat and increase their diversity, while other species may face the risk of extinction. 14. Scientific discoveries and research. The melting in the polar regions is likely to provide scientists with new research opportunities. Discoveries made in previously inaccessible regions can provide important data for climate change, geology, astrobiology, and other fields of science. 15. Renewable energy sources and technology. With the melting of the glaciers, access to new energy sources may be possible in the polar regions. The development of renewable energy sources, especially underwater currents and waves, can open the door to new technologies and solutions in the energy sector. 16. Global cooperation and environmental policies. Changes in the polar regions may make international cooperation and environmental policies even more important. More effective and comprehensive cooperation can be achieved on the issues of decrees between countries, resource sharing, environmental protection, and combating climate change. 17. Agriculture and food security worldwide. The melting of glaciers in the polar regions may cause agricultural areas and food production to change worldwide due to climate changes and sea level rise. The rise in water levels can negatively affect the yield of agricultural lands by mixing salt water with freshwater sources. This situation may raise new challenges for global food security. 18. New ecotourism opportunities and responsibilities. The emergence of natural beauties in the polar regions may also bring with it new ecotourism opportunities. However, the responsibilities for the management of these new tourist activities, environmental protection measures, and the protection of local cultures may increase even more. Sustainable tourism practices will be critical in terms of protecting the unique ecosystems of these regions. 19. Advances in science and technology. The melting at the poles could accelerate advances in science and technology. In particular, remote monitoring technologies, submarine reconnaissance vehicles, and climate modeling systems can help us better understand these changing regions and make future predictions. 20. New sea routes and trade routes. The melting of glaciers at the poles may cause the northern sea routes to become more accessible. This situation may lead to the opening of new sea routes, which are alternatives to land transportation, and the change of international trade routes. However, the use of these new routes will also bring environmental and safety issues. These factors further deepen the wide range of effects of melting glaciers in the polar regions on the Earth. In the coming years, scientific research, policymaking, and global cooperation will become even more important in order to adapt to these changes and build a sustainable future. As a result, the melting of glaciers in the polar regions can lead to a number of complex effects, not only in the environmental, but also in the social, economic, and political spheres. Adapting to these changes and creating positive solutions will require serious efforts and cooperation at the global level. Future scientific research and community efforts will help us to understand and manage this important issue in more depth. We have reached the end of the video. I'm wondering what you think about this. How do you think the world could face events if the poles completely melt? Please write your opinion in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and follow my video for more content. We'll see you in a new video.